Hello and welcome to game 44 of 50 Games in 50 Weeks. Today I'm fighting Brian. Hello Brian. Brian is a fellow podcaster from Chaos to the Warp. I say that like I'm on it regularly. I'm really nowhere on for quite a long time, but that's my fault because I'm busy. Brian, you are using a heretical Chaos Space Marine army. I'm still quite trying to forgive you for that, but that's fine. I'm sure I can do with that. We're playing Purge the Alien and Dawn of War deployment, so it's just standard pitch battle. So we're playing to different points. So before I get into my army, Brian, would you like to just take us through what's in your army, please?
Yep, these guys, the fuck behind these guys is that they're the blood riders that went bad, so they're all
From Dawn of War?
from Dawn of War, so
Okay.
they're all very Zinch themed. I have a David Prince of Zinch with
Let's see him. I don't want to touch him. What he shows him?
Yep, Wings and Psychic Mastery 3. He's also got a flying base, which is a disc of Zinch that I haven't finished yet, so that's why he's not on it. I've got Unit 8 Possessed, which are currently in the Land Raider. I've got 5 Terminators of Mark of Zinch.
Terminators look pretty nice.
The old metal ones are just prefer old metal. They've all got combat melters, apart from the Gaunt Reaper autocannon, and they all have power fists. So luckily they just changed the FAQ in the codex.
Yeah, so you have two weapons. Yeah, that was really silly why they couldn't do that, because that didn't make any sense.
It was crazy, which is good because it meant I picked up a lot of Chaos Terminators really cheap on eBay.
Well, people were rage quitting.
I meant to say the resist here at Mark of War, the unit army that was Mark of War. I've got 10 Chaos Space Marines here. They've got 2 plasma guns, they've got Veterans of the Long War. Everything in the army's got Veterans of the Long War that can have it.
Okay.
Accompanied by the Chaos Sorcerer, who's also Psychic Mastery level 3.
Okay.
We've got a squad of 8 bikers, normal Chaos Space Marine bikers, no marks, with 2 metal guns and Veterans of the Long War. That's the Land Raider. We've got 5,000 Sun Space Marines with a Sorcerer, and we've got 10 Cultists.
Hiding in the back there. There you go, he's taking it.
They're the old Dalak gangers that have been painted up as Cultists.
That's one. Okay.
And last we've got Hellbrute that actually doesn't have the multi-mailer, it's got a double barrel blast cannon.
Sawn off shotgun.
Aye.
For the win. That's awesome. Awesome. So myself, I'm using this 2,000 points army. You'll notice that my marshal is painted. That's because my friend Paul, who you've probably seen before, he borrowed him as an allied Lysander for Throne of Skulls. So that's my marshal with a lovely Imperial Fist paint job. Still Templary though. So basically I'm using him, and the same as you've seen probably before, the triple las cannon, the 2 Crusader and the single Godhammer, the Cyclone tank hunting Termes, and the assault cannon Termes as well, and the 2 Crusader squads as well, and 1 unit of assault Terminators with 2 claws and 3 hammers as well. I didn't seize. We've got night fighting. Did you roll Waller traits were pretty useless, weren't they? It was Furious Charge and Brian's deployment zone for you, and Counter Charge in your deployment zone for you. So it could happen actually, because both Warlords might be in there at some point during the game. So I think that's it. So I should be to go for the first turn. Okay, this is the turn 1. On the first turn, Brian's Hellbrute and Land Raiders basically took pot shots at my Land Raiders, but never managed to do any damage. My Land Raider and tactical Terminators combined to kind of destroy the Hellbrute, and I got that as first blood. My Land Raider over here moved up and shot pot shots at the squad in here, done nothing on them for night fighting. Then the 5 assault cannon Terminators got out and assaulted him. He killed 3 on Overwatch. Rubbish. But they still won the assault and they fell back. But there's only 2 left, so they kind of ran for cover a wee bit in here. We shot the heavy stubber, rolled double 1, 2 for the cultists as well. Have we missed anything?
No, that was it.
Okay, so this is about to go for turn 2. Okay, that was the end of turn 2, a very violent turn 2, it must be said, I think, Brian. Okay, so over here, with the most outrageous shot I've ever seen in my life, a single las cannon that was snap firing with 2 2 las cannons destroyed your Land Raider that was getting a 4 cover save. That was the combination of events. That was like so unlikely. That was pretty bad. Although
And they killed the Possessed.
I killed a Possessed with explosion as well. But the Possessed did get out the Land Raider before that and smashed the Terminate unit that was here as well. So they're dead as well. The Emperor Champion ran out of this Land Raider solo and butchered the Possessed Sergeant. Rah! You're not getting a roll on the boon table for me. The Assault Terminators and the Marshal's taking a wound as well. They jumped out and assaulted the Terminators here. But I'm going to put a photo on. Brian deep struck to shoot this lander before combat melters. 3 1s and a 2.
I cried.
It was grim. Honestly, there's some sort of like luck anomaly happening here. It's so bad. Over here,
That tree's an emperor worshipping git.
sorry?
Those trees are emperor worshipping gits.
Yes!
Shrine in disguise, that's what it is.
Well, that's it, you should be following the true emperor, that's why. Over here, this Land Rover moved up and shot fire at the bikers, and they fell back again on Leadership 9, and they ran off the table.
With the two Meltagun bikers
With the two
ran off the table.
Yeah,
So
this is
I've
like
got
the
no
bane
last
of Melta, this Land Raider. And also the Cyclone guys took 3 wounds off the Demon Prince. Brian, this is... I can't claim any sort of tactical brilliance for this. This is just sheer outrageous luck that's going on right now.
No man, it's just that's my life. Story of my life.
I'm sure it will get better.
I have no last cannons left. I have no melter left. My highest weapon is strength 7. My highest strength psychic power is strength 8, and you have 3 Land Raiders on the table.
You still have a prince. You never know. We've seen worse comebacks than this. It could happen. So let's go for turn 3. Okay, that's in the turn 3. On this turn, Brian's Demon Prince ran up and used Puppet Master on this Land Raider and executed the rest of the Terminators that was there. And oh, was it the Sorcerer? Sorry, he used Puppet Master and used all the guns. There was some rapid fire range of the Terminator unit that had ran out and smashed the Terminators the turn before that. He killed the ball and took the Marshal into 1 wound. So like a true hero, the Marshal ran for cover inside the AV-14 vehicle, and that proceeded. Actually, the Terminators up here cracked myself, the Demon Prince, and took his last wound from it. And the Ever Champion get killed by the Possessed, double 1 on his armour saves. That was rubbish. But then the Crusader ended up just rapid firing him for the win. This Land Raider was going to shoot as well, but no targets left, so it's just moved up here.
Just rub it in, why don't you? No targets left.
No targets left. Nothing worth its fire. I'm going to start shooting the building in a second, I think. If I missed anything, is that everything?
That's it.
Okay. Just about to go for turn 4. Okay, that's in the turn 4. On this turn, the Land Raider over here moved up and tried to tank shot the Cultist, and he held. What's that about? The Cultist is supposed to run.
No cultist fears the blasphemous, useless, heretical, false god worshipping idiots of the Black Templars.
Oh, that's just mean. We have to punch your sorcerer's face in there for that. But Marshall is, speaking of which, he's en route to do that. This Land Raider, he's now using that as a parking bay. And he's just basically, this Land Raider moved in and shot 3 of those guys here. The frag missiles from this Terminator also tried to shoot him, but done no wounds on him. I should point out, by the way, my Crusader squads did come on a couple of turns ago, but basically, because there was princes and possessed lurking around, I just didn't see the point in moving them out. So they literally ran up here, behind the Bastion, and then my Land Raiders and Terminators have been running around doing most of the killing. Rah!
And I failed to Puppet Master that Land Raider this time.
I failed to Puppet Master as well. That was it's been a really, really awful exercise of luck for you, Brian.
Hey, I'm lucky in something. I'll find it eventually.
Well, you never know. It's still something could still happen for you. So this is about to go for turn 5. Okay, that's the turn 5. Roar Against, we're fighting on. Over here, the Terminators dumped a couple of frags on 1,000 Suns and killed 3 of them. That was quite good shooting from them. And last cannons into the cultists killed one of them. Overkill much, but yes, had to be done. Okay, over here, he cast Hallucination on my Land Raider and it was goosed and couldn't do anything this turn. So he jumped his squad out and me in an active insane heroism. Jumped the Marshal, survived the Overwatch after getting hit by a plasma gun. And he lost his last wound in the challenge to the Power Fist guy. But he killed him, he took him with him. But they're both dead. That's rubbish.
Yeah, and now these guys who were charging the Land Raider are thinking, oh,
They have no Power Fist now.
we'll just go back up the stairs.
Get back here! Oh. So I think that's it. So it's your turn 6. Okay, that's the end of the game on turn 6. So, in the final turn, the Land Raider basically tried to finish after 1,000 Suns. There's only one of them left in the other source. Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Where is he? Where is he? Missed him here? There he is. Couldn't see him there. There he is. And then, basically, the Land Raider over and the tactical Terminators opened up onto this squad and killed them all but one. And you finally failed. I finally got a Deny the Witch on Puppet Master on that Land Raider, which is the first one I've passed the whole game. So the final score actually.
And then I failed my hallucination casting check on that.
Oh yes, you did. That's right. That's
Why I was able to wipe out those guys.
Yeah, all but one, but they passed the final test. So, actually, the score's a lot closer than what the report would suggest. Brian has killed a unit of Shooty Terminators, a unit of Assault Terminators, he's killed the Emperor's Champion, he's killed a Land Raider, that's 4, he's killed a Marshal, which is 5, and then he gets the bonus point for the Marshal, which is 6. So he's got 6 victory points. And I think I've only got 7 when I worked to it, doesn't it?
Yep, 7.
So what have I killed?
You've killed my Land Raider.
Yep.
You've killed the Hellbrute.
Yep.
You've killed the Demon Prince.
Yep.
Possessed. And the Bikers.
Yep.
And the Terminators.
Yep.
And then your final point was for
First blood, that's right. So it was only 7-6. So although, despite the fact that I've killed a lot of stuff, it's actually been a lot closer than you thought. I think it's closer than you thought it was going to be, Brian.
A hell of a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, especially when I was expecting to get absolutely tabled. When your turn shooting, I think it was in your turn 2 or turn 3, you killed the last thing I had to damage your Land Raiders.
Yeah.
I just thought, that's it, game over, I'm going to get absolutely slaughtered.
That's it, I think, because you've had your guys well, because the Crusaders need to get close, but your psychic powers basically shut them down a bit, because basically you cost me about 4 shooting phases worth of turns, between, 4 tanks worth of shooting over the course of the game, because you prevented this from shooting a couple of times, which was important, because it basically meant that was firepower that could have pumped into your Marines.
I didn't just prevent it from shooting.
He killed my Terminators as well, that's true, you totally annihilated them. That was horrible.
It's great. Telepathy's brilliant, by the way.
Oh, telepathy is brilliant.
We're on with telepathy.
Divination's good as well, but you can't get that with Thousand Sleep, which is strange. Why can't they get Divination?
Well, I've been using Divination with them up until this point because I only realised last week you can't use Divination with them.
Right.
Prescience and what's the other one? You've got Prescience.
Biomancy.
Maleficence, or those two together are just an absolute. They're an absolute nightmare when you're shooting.
No, but shutting this down is very effective. Because basically, even just by passing that power, even if you don't do any damage on it, it's prevents them shooting, which is awesome. That's like about 12% of my army's points worth. It's not shooting at you. It's pretty good. So I mean, what do you think of the mission? Do you think anything that either side could have done differently, or?
I could have turned up with a different army list.
No, I really like your army list actually. It's
quite a fun list. It's a fun list to play, but it does have a couple of pieces. I think if you had been, it's very, very short in troops and the unit sizes are very small, so if it wasn't for the good cover on this table, it would have been a different story, I think. Yeah, and the thing as well is objectives. I mean, you only got a couple of scored units. You only had 3 scored units. I've only got 2. Mine just hid behind a building because, and I'm glad I did that now because if they'd popped out, they could have just got cursed or something like that, and they could have just been wiped out quite quickly. But also, I mean. What do you think about my army? Do you like it? I really like it. I really like it. But I'm going to rip it off my Space Marine army.
Well, the thing is, Black Templar's a win. They're just so win. And it's one of the oldest. I think it is the oldest codex now. So it is nice to be able to kind of put a few beatdowns because it's you're not the only one. I've been on a bit of a. I lost my last couple of blogs with the Templars actually, but I've done. They've won more than any other faction I've recorded so far. So they've definitely been the most successful. I don't know whether that's due to 6 head or not, because this is the only faction I've recorded with 6 head. So far, but I don't know if that's maybe what's more to do with it or not, but they're certainly proven to be really powerful, which I'm enjoying using them.
It's a difficult army to hurt.
Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't give away first blood cheaply. Not that yours does either, but basically when you've got 2 last cannons and 4 crack missiles against
and when you set a Hellbrute out in the middle of the table, just say, shoot me please.
I just had to take him out. It was just because it proved to be crucial. So it did. That's brilliant. So thanks so much for that, Brian. That's brilliant. So that was game 44. So we'll see you soon for the final battle with the Black Templars, which will be another one of the special missions at the back of the book. So thanks very much, and I'll see you for the next video. Cheers.